Welcome to Dorker Realms. While most gamers will be familiar with Dungeons & Dragons from the newest edition of the game, there is a movement amongst some players called the Old School Revival, taking inspiration from the design philosophy of the earliest editions of D&D and bringing them into the modern era. These games and adventures emphasize the weird, the challenging, and the hardcore. Bear witness as our intrepid players explore unusual and dangerous tales in these old school adventures. In this episode, we will be playing Deep Carbon Observatory by Patrick Stewart, using the Dungeon Crawl Classics role-playing system. These can be found anywhere fine dork games are sold. We go now to the table to delve into Dorker Realms.
Welcome back to another episode of Dorker Realms! I am Ryan Roberts, playing Bindell L. Johnson, with my companion...
I'm Vox, I play Petra.
I'm Robin, my pronouns are they, them, and I'm playing a character named Valerian. His pronouns are he, him.
And I'm Paul, and my name is Reza, the thief.
And I'm Lucky Pierre. I'll be playing...
I'm sorry, whoa.
I'm Lucky Pierre,
Oh.
and I'll be playing the character of Danny, the Dungeon Master.
Okay.
Is that a family name?
Yeah.
Is it from your mother's side or your father's side?
Was your dad also Lucky?
Yeah.
And are you Pierre Jr.?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I just figured if your name's Lucky Pierre, you're a middle child.
I am.
I guess.
Oh my god. Alright, what are we doing? Lucky Pierre, who's playing Danny, who's the GM?
I like to stay in character, so you can just call me Danny from now on.
I'll do that, Lucky Pierre.
Thank you. Alright, so we had just left off with finishing the previous adventure where Petra and Bindell had returned from the Gardens of Een. So we're going to try something a little new where we have a little more, where we cover more of the downtime between adventures.
Okay.
So the date is March 24th. I believe it's 1624 in Earth time now. I didn't write that down. That's fine.
22.
Either way, it's
yeah.
March 24th. So when you return from the flower garden, Count Robert is very confused how you could have just popped into his flower garden, relaxed for a few hours, come back battered and with two of your party missing.
Which was harrowing.
Well, there was like this like wall that like you could climb on, but then we couldn't leave. So then we did the next natural thing of trying to jump to our deaths. And then no one in the place, like, said anything about it. So, then we were in the pit, like, falling forever, because, it's a bottomless pit. And then God came and was like, I'm willing to save two of you, you fucking idiots. And then...
He answered my prayer, but we could not save friends.
And then we walked back, and then the ground was like, nah, I'm gonna eat you. And then we got bit by the ground. And then we're, like, here.
He walks over to the window and like pulls the curtain back to look out into his garden, and then he like slowly lets it fall back into place and looks back at you.
We only found a couple things worth mentioning.
Yeah, I got this swag 48-hour pocket watch made of gold.
It's true.
Why 48 hour?
Because in the Garden of Yin, everything's 48 hours.
Oui.
Except for the time limit is 24.
That's on this side, though.
Oh, right, yes.
I will ask my maid to prepare some tea.
Ah, thank you. That'd be quite nice. Maybe, can we get some warm water, too? pulled for us? Take a little
Clean shelves off.
clean up a little bit.
Yes, it seems you have been in the sun too long.
It wasn't that bright over there, actually. It was pretty nice. It was actually a place that was really cold. Anyway.
All right. So you get some much-needed rest after the previous adventure, and Petra discovers that she cannot remove the armor that she is now wearing.
Oh,
I see.
you're just an Evernude now.
It's gonna stink in there pretty quick.
Then you just wash with the armor on.
You do a soak.
Yeah, but then you'll also be wet inside the armor and drying off while still wearing the armor, so the wet will still be in there. Yeah,
You're
it's
just
gonna
gonna
be
sneak a
gross.
towel and be
You'll
like,
chafe really bad.
Lucky Pierre, what do you know about being wet inside your armor?
I don't think right now is...
Oh, you're right,
the
you're
appropriate
right.
time
Oh
to-
dear.
You're right. That was a game question, not a personal one.
So we get some much needed rest.
Yeah, and basically you have some free time between adventures if you...
I would like to sell my Tractive Tertology, my tea set, and my 48-hour watch.
Okay. And Petra?
Yeah, I'll try to sell off my old chainmail armor. I don't know, I probably won't be able to get much for it. But I don't think I specifically collected anything else noteworthy besides the armor, which I can't remove anyways now, so she's going to oh yeah, I read the way that the disapproval works is it applies for the day, and it usually resets the next time you recover spells, but it also says that may not always be this case if you've either like tested your deity too strongly, or like in this case it was a big effort, a big rescue, so I guess up to you how much if it does go down at all, or if I have to go ahead and make sacrifices for the whole number in order to recover it.
I'm going to say you have to make a few sacrifices.
Okay.
So it would probably go down like about half.
Okay. And so how much am I able to get for the chain?
So it's intact, you're a human, so most people can wear it. So I would say like 75% of its normal value.
Okay.
And it takes about 7 days for Bindel to find a buyer, but you're able to get 6,000 gold for the lot.
Oh, man.
Wow.
I give Petra 2,000.
Oh, thank you. He's very generous.
And in that time, some new adventurers will be making your acquaintance to join up for the next adventure.
What kind of
We hold open tryouts.
what kind of sacrifices does Petra have to make?
Usually monetary, though they can be acts of great service.
Okay.
Why?
I was gonna make a suggestion as to how you might have met my character, but if you can't sacrifice animals, then I'm not really helpful to
if
you.
the animal has like a direct monetary value, that can be a sacrifice.
Go take
Equitable.
your little nephew up to this mountain, and then maybe I'll be like, never mind, don't sacrifice him, sacrifice this goat instead. Poof, there's a magic goat here. Well, I guess poof, there's a normal goat here magically.
So what's the setting? Like, are you holding tryouts
so-
or?
Petra is going to.
It's up to you guys. This
I
is your
guess
free
I
time.
put up some posters around the city, like looking for brave souls willing to delve into dark depths.
More alliteration.
No need for prison pocket checkers. Already have that covered.
As you're hanging like the third poster, there's a tap on your arm.
Yes.
There's a tiny old Asian man standing there holding one of the posters.
Hi.
I want to join your party.
What can you do?
Magic. Also, I have a goat.
Oh, yes. A fine specimen. What's his name?
Pothos.
Is that actually his? Did you steal this goat?
No, his name is Pothos.
All right. If someone comes looking for him, I'm going to give him to him. You clearly stole this goat.
The goat has been mine and always will be mine.
I don't know about that, but you're welcome on board. I could always use another wizard. Just so you know, though, you're going to be second fiddle. This story's about Bindell L. Johnson, the greatest wizard ever.
Do you go on dangerous adventures?
Oh, most dangerous indeed.
Then I'm fine with that.
Don't tell the others, but I've seen more people die that I was semi-close to than you can imagine.
Oh, that's very good.
This person's creepy.
Yeah, they're Jewish.
You're here now?
I thought I was here the whole time.
I was out putting up posters.
Can we all just take a moment to appreciate that when Bindell Johnson interviews someone for his party, it's a higher priority to ask what their goat's name is than what their name is?
Look, he hired Arceus, who was a lockjawed man in a bear coat, over a guy with full armor and weaponry. He's just like, wow, you look interesting. Sure, welcome aboard, weirdo.
I think that has literally been the MO for this entire game. Welcome aboard, weirdo!
Alright, well, I'm gonna go put up more of these posters and look for someone also highly skilled and maybe with a goat.
Should I continue to follow you around, or...
Oh, you can go to Count Robert, it's that big house over there, and tell him that you're part of Bindell L. Johnson's party now.
Excellent. Then he leaves.
Don't rob the place.
I won't.
Or if you do, don't make sure that it's not connected to us.
I won't.
Petra.
Good.
Sorry. Petra is going to make several donations. She's going to find, like, a large Catholic church and give them a cool 150 gold. Each sacrifice has to be the value of about 50 gold.
Gotcha.
But then she will also look through the city to find maybe like a either smaller church or like a group of either like monks or something like that who do work in the city for poor people and give them 100 gold for their ministry.
Nice.
Okay, so I'm coming around the corner on a Clydesdale, and I look down. I go, "Excuse me, I got one of these looking for work signs. Says no prison pocket pilferers need apply, but I can do other types of pilfering."
Bindell's posters work very faster than expected. I am Petra, I'm friend of Bindell.
Oh, nice to meet you. My name's Reza. I'm a thief from up north.
You are very open with this information.
What are you? Being north from being my name?
Being thief.
Oh, I mean, it's just the branding. Thief. I'm really kind of just like
She squints at him, not making any overt motions to her symbols of holy order that she wears. Follow me, I will introduce you to Bindell.
Oh, awesome.
He's the one mostly in charge.
As we leave, you can hear a woman running out of the church going, Puddles! Puddles McNally? Oh shit, that's my aunt. What is it? Puddles? Look at you. You forgot this. And she hands me 7 iron rations. I don't want you to go out there being all hungry. Oh, hi. Nice to meet you. My name's Geraldine. I'm Puddles' aunt. And then he's like, it's Reza, Mom. Geraldine, it's Reza. We call him Puddles because he wets the bed.
This is also good information. Thank you, Geraldine.
All right. Of course. Okay. Be safe. And we head off.
He does not know, does she?
No. No, she's a sweet soul. But she needs to shut the hell up sometimes.
Okay, so Petra will lead Reza
You can call me Puddles.
to Bindell. Your posters are very effective. We found out that.
Yes. You know what's amazing?
What?
I forgot to cast the spell on them, too. They're just that effective. There's a lot of shady people in this town, in Calais.
I guess.
Calais is just full of shady adventurers. So, what are your qualifications?
Man, you really project when you whisper. Yeah, I could totally help you with all this shadiness.
Shady? No, we're a legitimate adventuring company.
Of course.
That's fine.
Fought gods. Upset a lich.
Yeah, everybody says that at
Neither
their
of those
guilds.
were successful, by the way.
You're alive, aren't you?
Yes, I am alive.
We did successfully fell the questing beast.
I killed a beast that absolves me of all of my past sins.
Reza kind of blinks his eyes, just like,
Do you still want to sign up, and what can you do?
well, I can do all sorts of, lock picking, stealth, surveying, and
Oh, he's a thief, Petra.
Yes.
That's the branding.
that is the branding. And also, I have a horse, a really big, strong horse. So,
This true horse is almost as tall as me.
You know, Clydesdales aren't normally for riding.
oh, I know. That's why I'm like perched
Now, this is in
on his
character.
back.
The small Asian man is saying this to Reza.
I think he's an elf.
An elf from the east.
He's an Eastern elf.
I did not know.
They have weird martial arts, I hear,
Do they?
where they dance, and then their opponent dies.
He's right.
A very good addition.
I've read a book about it.
You may have brought the better addition to party. No offense, Reza.
I think they want to die.
What
I
gives
think
you-
they're nihilistic.
Don't be silly.
That's me doing the...
Yeah, the neck cutting noise. I understand.
Yeah, I feel like there might be people who wouldn't get the noise without some more context.
Can I, how are you facing each other when you're doing your asides?
I'm just saying this.
Because I can read lips.
Oh, no, you don't even have to.
even
It's,
have to.
it's this loud.
We're
He's
not-
not whispering.
We're not keeping it. We have gone through, especially been down too many of this to bother keeping our asides in check.
Anyway, half shares? Is that what you're looking for? What's your
Oh,
takeaway?
come on. 3/4?
3/4.
3/4.
You're gonna put me out of work, but that's fine. You can get 3/4 share.
Okay.
What about you?
Half shares is fine.
Yes! I love when people like half shares. That's the best. Alrighty. You're welcome aboard.
Nobody else showed up, did they?
It's been like 5 minutes. I put him out at 10 a.m. and it's noon.
Oh. Okay. Huh?
Our quota is successfully filled.
Well, you know, when it's time, it's time.
Maybe it's not that wish. Maybe they've seen their death and know it will happen, and so are not avoiding.
I've seen this kind before.
Have you?
They're nihilists, Donnie. They're not dangerous.
You're not wrong. You're just the asshole.
Okay, so, anyway, anyone have a lead on an adventure? That's the next part of this thing. I'll start putting down new posters if I need to.
You hired us.
Yeah, it's just a general adventuring crew. They always show up. Like, they just, they'll come up.
Give you interest?
Yeah.
They always have before.
Find another lich would be cool.
I mean, we could go find the old one. Pretty sure he's still there.
I'd be down to hunt a lich.
See, I've been thinking about it. I think you gotta go at nighttime.
Why?
Because I don't think you can get in during the day.
Sorry, I need a quick refresher on who we're
Garen.
talking about.
Oh, right. Anyway, just anytime now, if Pierre wants to chime in.
Pierre's playing as Danny. Danny's in character.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's just too good
so-
not to call
so-
him Pierre.
Yeah,
do,
but
do you want to do anything else
Oh yeah, I guess we
in the
have.
time you have open, or do you just want to advance to the next adventure?
I mean, I don't have anything going on right now.
Okay.
Do I need to buy goat food, or because he's a goat, is he gonna be okay?
Yeah, he'll be fine.
Yeah.
she'll be dead before dawn.
You shut your dirty mouth.
No,
I'll be dead, or the goat.
The goat's the next character.
Huh?
The
Just
goat
don't.
is-
Just wait.
Oh,
we'll
okay.
get there.
Okay. Adventure time.
Several months later,
Oh, that much
Jesus.
time.
May 20th. I guess it's just 2 months later. So.
Wow, I should have done something.
Too late to go home now.
Well, it's really, most of my cool stuff comes in at next level up, so that's why I don't have much to do right now.
All right. So, one night or day, I don't know when Petra prays. one
Both.
unit of time where Petra is in a church
Petra
praying.
prays 26 times per day at set intervals, regardless of what's happening.
While
I
Petra,
thought she was a Catholic, not a Muslim.
No. Petra prays has a very strict regiment for themselves. It's their own penance for being alive.
while Petra is in church praying on a night where really no one else is in the church at that hour, suddenly all the candles kind of burn down, almost like a wind blowing through the hall, and then a fire spreads across the crucifix hanging above the chapel, but the cross doesn't burn. It's just like a halo of fire surrounding it.
And then sees it doesn't smell smoke or anything. If she's not already, well, no, sorry, continue.
And then a voice speaks to Petra. Petra, far to the south, in a village called Caramore, an ancient power is soon to be unearthed, one that will change the very tapestry of this world. You must go to Caramore as a defender of the order of our Father's world.
She will, from her knees, then bow her head all the way to the ground. Yes, I will do this thing.
May your journey be swift. Much has changed in this world, and it is now a time where the faithful must defend the order of law.
It will be upheld.
And with that, the fire gradually burns down and disappears without leaving a trace of damage or smoke in the chapel.
Do the candles come back, or do they?
They do.
Okay. Petra will spend a few more minutes in now gratitude prayer and do a stop at the holy water and cross and do all that stuff, and then hurry off to find Bindel. Doesn't care if he's asleep or not. She's going to wake him if that is the case.
Well, I imagine Bindel sleeps in the classic Scrooge outfit with the little
Nightcap?
Yes, but also I don't think when he's not adventuring, I don't think he has an actual schedule because he has no concept of time. So I think he just falls asleep at random. It'll just be middle of the day and he'll be like, oh, I guess I'm tired now, and he just falls asleep. So you might get there and he's just in the
He's
middle.
become unstuck in time and thus a narcoleptic.
He's just reading in the middle of the night.
Well, your stupid watch is 34 hours.
48.
I told that.
Oh, 48. Oh, okay.
Also, no, from the Time Cube episode onward, he has no concept of time. Remember, so
Right.
he can't have a sleep schedule really,
Right.
Unless he just sticks to one rigidly. But he wouldn't do that anyway because he gets lost in thought all the time.
No, it's just Petra. Bindel, it's time for bed.
Oh,
Oh, that would be great.
yeah. So it's been about
Comes
all
back
right.
from prayers, checks on Bindel if he's not already sleeping. Bindel, time for bed.
Just
You
feeding
knock
him
on his
oatmeal.
door and he's like, "Oh, is it bedtime already?"
Yes, but I was at the church
Uh-huh.
and the cross was on fire. And
Did you put it out with water?
no, it didn't burn. It did not
Okay,
burn.
okay.
It was just fire and then it broke.
Oh, so your god wants something.
Yes, we must go to Caramore. Something very powerful is about to be unearthed that will
Ooh.
change fabric of world.
Oh, okay.
So we need to go and keep the wrong people.
Get it
from-
and
yes,
get it for ourselves.
Probably. I am being sent as representative of God, so I think I can lay claim to it. And by proxy, our group.
All right, I can get behind this. Maybe there'll be some sweet treasure or something. Maybe a lich too to kill Valerian.
Maybe it will be a way to undo what we have done to the world with the silver.
Whoa. Well, the silver, we can get that back, but everything else is pretty good.
Ixnay on the Sylve.
I mean, it would be great if Count Robert's time cube worked again, too. It's a real shame he never got that working.
Yes, unfortunate.
Anyway, I guess I'll see you in the morning.
Rest well, we must travel. I feel a great distance.
Puts his little hat and robe on, hobbles off to bed.
Has a book he calls up with.
Instead of a stuffed animal.
Malleus Deus.
Oh, yeah, it would be.
All right, so it will take you a week's travel to reach Caramore. It is a relatively kind of like a medium-sized town for this day and age that sits on the ocean.
You notice how all the shitty towns they sit on the ocean? It's gonna be terrible.
I do not know. I encountered many challenge of low quality on my way here from.
Sits at the mouth of the Caro River.
Oh my god, it sits on the mouth of the river and it's on the ocean.
Every city I've ever been to is equally
This is
deplorable.
literally Spiderville all over again.
Spiderville?
Yeah, a little town called Dunwich, they worshipped a giant spider that when it bit you, it mind control. Well, it basically, mind controlled you.
Oh, that's not good.
No,
He's dead.
Oh, that is good.
Yeah, but we didn't kill the people,
That's
and they were having spider babies.
that's less
This is
good.
true.
I'm just like, I don't. If you guys die, I'm pilfering your bodies. Like,
It's fine. You'll never find what I'm hiding because I made sure to not hire people
Who can
look
kill
for
for prison pockets.
Yes, exactly.
you said specialty doesn't mean it's a hobby or pastime.
Yeah, and you also said not required. Not we won't hire you if you are able to do this.
Shit!
Here's loophole.
I need to find a new hiding spot for my Malleus tail.
I have fox's cunning, if you know what I mean.
I'm sorry. Is this like a tome with a chain on it, or are we just talking like a small little pocket journal? Oh my.
Brian holds his hands up approximately the width of his own shoulders. He is a tall and very big man.
I was gonna say a Subway foot long, which is only 8 or 9 inches.
Alright, just gotta suck it, just exhale, bare your teeth.
You know what? I don't need to know. I already do. All right.
I don't even know I already do.
Does the
I already
chain
do know.
end to, like, dangle out a little bit so you can
That's
pull
what
out
it's
easily?
for.
That's what, yeah, the chain. Yeah.
That's how he retrieves
You
it.
always either have a flared base or a chain, otherwise you're going to lose your treasure.
Yeah, because you could sneeze. It's like quicksand. I told you, I'm not an expert, but I'm well versed on the topic. You ever play pool that way? Anyways.
That's a whole different kind of sink in the 8-ball.
The air is off put by this. Okay, so we're now at this town. Please describe it to us. Set the scene,
Salty seas.
Masterful GM.
All right, so you set out towards the town of Caramore in the morning. How many rations do you have in total?
20.
Minus 7.
Is there no towns in between here and there that I can resupply at?
You can, yeah. So
for
how
the-
many rations do you have in total? Like,
I'm-
will you have in total when you reach the
I'm
town?
going to maintain 7.
You said it took a week? Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah, it's going to take you a
But
week.
I assumed I resupplied, right?
Yes,
That's
you
what
can.
I'm saying.
Okay.
So how
Yeah,
many
yeah.
do you want when you arrive at the town?
Oh, 8.
Okay.
I'm going to maintain 20.
And then I have 25 feed.
I had 10. I will get another gold's worth on the way.
So a total of 55. You guys are well stocked this time.
We have
They turn into spiders as they burst in your mouth.
We've
Oh, I'm going to yeet you out the window.
Yeet!
This bitch empty.
Yeet!
Along the way, as you chat with, people that you pass by on the road, and as you stop to eat, etc., you kind of discover the following local information. Once, long ago, there was a kingdom of unspeakable wealth that traded in dark wonders, secrets, and death. And many of the strange things now on Earth were theirs. They draw their power and magic from a place and guarded it fiercely against all. Oh, they drew. Then, out of spite, somehow, as their kingdom slowly died, they hid their treasure palace in a lake and set there sleepless and indestructible guards. Everyone knows where it is, on the loch upriver of Caramore. No one who goes there has ever come back. On the 6th day, as you are basically going to arrive in Caramore the next day, you are overlooking essentially a valley, which is where Caramore is located. And during the day, probably as you're camping, you hear a loud crash, and then as you look in that direction, you see just a wall of water flooding across the valley and hitting Caramore and just flooding pretty much the entire valley. So much so that during the last day of travel, you spend much of the travel with your feet literally wet because everything is at least a little submerged at this point.
So God said to like go to Caramore, right, and like get the
Yes.
thing. I think Caramore's gone. Are we done?
No. Probably whatever caused the flood is related to thing.
We have to go to the terrible castle no one comes back from. Hey Valerian, we're going to a terrible castle no one comes back from.
Oh, that's very good to hear.
You do see a pillar of what appears to be black smoke far to the north. The town of Caramore is still there. It's not like the flood completely obliterated it.
Oh, I just imagine it hit by like a fucking giant wave. It's just gone. Like the wave passes and it's just the foundations.
You do see a few houses floating out to sea in the distance, but the town at large is still there.
Okay, maybe you guys separate the wheat from the wheat from the chaff.
We have got to find mysterious magic and maybe we can use to help him.
Sure, that's definitely what I do with mysterious magic.
I look at my souls and I go, I try to get away from the puddles and Puddles McNally.
Well, you have a horse to ride on, so...
Sure, but I'm just looking at this giant puddle.
Alright, so I guess we'll go to the town, see, help the occasional person if we can, pull them out of the water, whatever.
Okay, so you arrive at Caramore the day after the flood. The main streets are still flooded, and many of the houses are damaged and in disarray, and it's pretty chaotic as you make your way into the flooded town. Immediately you notice a few different sights happening, within your view as you're coming to town. You see an old man dragging a drowned body, naked and starved, and he's like cursing to the sky, saying that he's going home. You see floating down kind of where the river used to run through the town, which is now where the water is deepest. You see a man in kind of your typical cleric vestments, clutching a floating log, shouting that all is lost as he floats down the river, struggling to stay afloat. And see another man struggling with a makeshift raft full of children and a few elderly people as well.
How's that raft moving? Pretty easy?
No, not really. It's like the current is pretty strong at the center of the river, so they're struggling pretty hard.
I go, how far am I?
You can reach them if you
Okay.
want to.
I have a grappling hook and a rope, and I can just hitch it to my Clydesdale, and we can try to pull them towards somewhere more shallow.
Sure.
Okay, let's do that.
All right. So I've forgotten your cool name.
Oh, Reza.
Reza. So on your mighty Clydesdale, you make your way over to them just as it seems that the man is nearly about to lose control of the raft, but with your help, they're able to steady it, and you get your rope and your hook on, and you kind of pull them away from where the water is fiercest. The children look scared and hungry, but they're very relieved and thankful for your help. Give me a D20 roll modified by what's the wisdom? Personality is the wisdom replacement? Yeah.
15 plus personality?
Yeah.
Okay. So 15.
All right. So one of the children kind of whispers to you amidst the chaos. Once there was a bad old woman who lived in the corn and hated rhymes. She made all the mums and dads into ghosts, so all the children killed her. She had 9 lives and couldn't die the same way twice. They poisoned her first, then they stabbed her and smashed her and burnt her and drowned her. They killed her 7 times and threw her in the well. That makes 8. If you kill her one more time, that's it.
Write all that down, Paul.
I just pat the child's head, and then I turn them around.
While he's doing that, can I try and save the priest who's on his terrible little log?
You can.
Valerian's just leaning against his goat, watching all of this happen.
As I walk towards the river where he is to intercept it, I want to cast Shield followed by Enlarge.
Okay.
Okay, the shield roll doesn't actually matter. So, 20. I double in size, becoming ogre-sized and get a +4 to my attack and AC and health or whatever. So being super big, I'm gonna like grab the log and pull him in.
As he's doing this, Petra's going to shout to him, "Fear not, friend. He is coming to help you."
Oh wait, I also have a mercurial effect that will make him panic. This will be great.
Oh no.
I forgot.
As this is happening,
Yes.
I think to myself, wow, he must have some sort of plug to hold his book in there.
Oh, the wind whirls around me as I get giant size.
It's actually probably pretty cool looking. So Petra will
The
shout.
implications of those two things back to back are not very good.
Oh god.
Trust the very elements.
The cleric's eyes widen as this giant man comes down and scoops him out of the river. And it's like, "Oh, thank you. Praise the optical god. You must have been sent by him."
No, I was sent by Prometheus.
The Hunya?
The optical god.
Who is this?
He's the great almighty god. His head is shaped like a convex lens, and he shines his light upon us and grants us life. He's been worshipped in these parts since time immemorial. For a long time, worship of him was suppressed by certain other religions. My church was swept away in the flood. I have to find out what happened to it. But I can't get upriver again myself in this condition.
Your church is up the river.
We
Yes.
can look for you.
We are headed in that direction. If we
This is last.
find it, if we come across it, we will inform you of its state.
He takes out a set of keys and hands them to you. "Oh, thank you so much. Bless you." All right. So, Petra and Bindel, you see a few more sights amidst the panic. You see children scrambling for a body floating in the river, and they're shouting, "Mother! Mother!" You see a grief-stricken survivor wander past, screaming something about unclean meat. Reza sees that too, but not the children scrambling. You can't see them from where you are. And all three of you, you see a woman fishing in the ruins of a house, which is kind of on the edge of the river, and there's just bodies like piled up on the bank of the river next to where she's fishing.
What?
She's fishing in the river?
Yeah.
Okay.
We should try and
Like,
save that woman.
with
Well,
a
actually, she's
fishing
fishing
pole?
in the ruins
Like with
of
a
the
fishing
house.
pole?
Like she's sitting on like the ruins and
Oh,
fishing
fishing
down
down into
into
the
that.
house?
Yeah.
Valerian's gonna. Can he stand within shouting distance of her?
You could, yeah.
He's gonna ask her what she's doing? Just like kind of casually, like, what's your plan there?
All right, so Valerian's moving to do that. What are the rest of you doing?
I'm going to try and save the woman who's floating in the river.
The children
kid.
chasing after
Yeah.
the
Okay.
Oh,
And
I go to the children, and then like, as
you
I
can't see the children.
the
from
oh,
where
I can't.
you are.
All I can see is the woman with the pole, right?
The woman with the pole and the person wandering past, or the woman wandering past, screaming about unclean meat.
Yes.
We can both go together because I'm kind of suspicious.
Petra was going to check out that woman.
And then when I meet with Petra, I inform her about what the kid said to me. About there's this woman that they said
Which?
a witch who's been killed 8 times, and the 9th time might be the last time.
Man, I think you missed the key part there.
What?
She can't be killed the same way twice.
Oh yeah,
And
yeah.
What ways was she killed?
She was killed by children, stabbed, and I don't.
All right, I wrote
Yeah.
some of
Which
them down.
doesn't matter because Paul's character is the only one who knows.
I know. That's why I was like, I
Paul
was
was like-
I was kind of more shocked that this kid would just randomly say this, and then it
All right, so we'll go with Bindel first. So the children are desperately trying to catch their mother when this giant man just heroically scoops his hand down and pulls her up out of the water, and they all look up at you with shining eyes like you're an actual superhero.
I mean, to be fair, I'm only like 12 feet tall, but
Yeah, but you look like 30 feet tall to
them,
them right
yeah.
now.
yeah, you're a huge bitch.
safely set her back down on a spot of dry land as all the children shower you with thanks.
It was nothing, children. And remember, stay in school and read lots of books.
They'll stop. They're just like, the fuck? Anyways.
All right, so the woman screaming of unclean meat that Reza and Petra approach.
Come, stranger. What is it that irks you?
So the dirty, disheveled woman looks at you, and by you I mean Petra, and she says, "She didn't eat them.
Who didn't eat who?
She didn't eat the bodies.
What did she eat?
She didn't eat the unclean meat."
I look at Petra and I'm like, I just shake my head like, we don't have to save everybody.
Who did eat them?
She didn't see them eating the unclean meat. She's not going to join them.
Petra indicates, pointing at the woman to Reza, and she.
And I take that as, can I go into stealth?
I mean, if you want to.
Oh, I thought you meant
No.
stab.
Oh my god!
Petra looks at Reza, and Reza nods and then stabs the old woman in the back, throws her in the river, and Petra's like, "What the fuck?"
Can I do it? Since that's what...
No, I mean, that's what you thought. That'd be hilarious. It's
But
also...
if you
Well,
want to
no,
do that,
what I do is
I'm not stopping
with the
you.
mouthing, I was
You
confirming...
pull your dagger.
Yeah, I was just like,
No.
oh.
Petra will lay a gauntleted hand on the woman's shoulder and try to reassure her. You did not join them. You are not of their sins.
She weeps a little, and she just kind of nods her head, almost as if she's thanking you, but can't.
Oh.
Petra will offer a prayer for her and move on, I guess. We can move on to the other.
All right, we go now to Valerian, calling out to the woman fishing in the ruins. What did you want to say to her?
What's the goal there? What you doing?
She looks up, almost in that kind of way where someone's maybe if they're deep in a book and you try to get their attention and it takes them a minute to fully snap back to the world, and she looks over at you and she smiles, and then she reaches down and she pulls up a dead body, and she tilts its head towards Valerian and then opens its mouth, and it's filled with gold dust. And she's like, "I found a lot of bodies with things like this."
So, you're treasure hunting, basically.
Yes.
How's that going for you? How
Good.
big is your collection so far?
Good. Wouldn't you like to know?
Go to attack.
Can I cast Charm Person on her?
If you want to.
Okay. I'm gonna cast Charm Person on her. Okay. I rolled a 20.
Add your caster level plus... Oh, if you rolled a natural 20,
Yes.
you double your caster level then.
28.
Okay.
Nice.
My Mercurial Auditory Feedback spell is also always associated with unusual sounds. Roll 1d6. 5. Roaring of Animals. And the spell for 28. Caster can target number of creatures equal to 2d6 plus caster level, so I'm just going to target 1. Each target must make a will save or fall under the caster's complete control as if it were his friend. However, the target will not perform actions that are suicidal or which a devoted friend would not otherwise perform. The target is able to operate at normal functionality while charmed. The target receives another save to break the charm according to its original intelligence the next day.
Alright, she is completely charmed by Valerian.
As she hears the roaring of animals.
As she hears the roaring of
Is he
animals.
able to see where she has stacked the bodies up?
Probably not from where you're standing, but you could walk over there and then you could see them.
He's gonna walk over towards her. Can I see them?
Yeah, of course.
You know, I think you'd have way more luck downriver about 20 minutes, there's some buildings that got washed with some more rich-looking folk down there. You should try down there.
Oh, you really think so?
Yeah,
You're such a good friend.
I know.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You want me to hold you taking the fishing pole with you, right? I'll just keep an eye on this.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know I can trust you.
Yeah.
And she scampers off,
Bye
leaving.
now. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. When she's out of view, he's going to signal one of the other party members.
Let's see. Only Petra and Reza can see.
Oh, even being 12 feet tall, I can't see. God.
Well, you're like, all this is happening in different places, and you're like moving to
I
go
get it.
do
You
them.
just don't like big guys.
All right,
That's
then,
true. We know the one part of you that didn't get enlarged. You need
His
to get a
brain?
stunt
His
double.
My brain, it was already max size.
Petra will
Finally, it fits comfortably, and I don't have a horrible migraine.
Petra will give the woman one more reassuring pat, and then
I'm already making my way like a ninja.
All right.
ninja with a Clydesdale.
Oh, yeah. I hop off my Clydesdale when wherever the Clydesdale's safe in that.
All right.
Yeah.
So, Bindel, you see two more sights. You see a very old man standing by some shallow graves. He's kind of tearing at his hair and wailing. And you also see a woman you believe to be a teacher based on the fact that she has 19 children with her, and she is really struggling to keep these screaming children under control. Regarding the teacher and the children, that is also seen by all three of you. And all three of you also see a little scamp, kind of like side approaching Valerian from the side. Like, looks like he's about to bump into Valerian and try to pick his pockets.
I'd go to intercept the scamp.
Oi, what do you want?
Hey, this one's off limits.
Oh, I don't know what you're talking about, mate.
Oh, come on. Look at you, your little sticky fingers.
Let go of me, you bloody creep.
Keep your distance then if you know it's good for you. And I let go and push him away.
He scampers off, very unhappy.
Unhappy scampering.
Yes, unhappy scampering.
I go to help this lady with her 37 children.
Alright, so, before that, the three of you were like,
Valerian, which is it?
So, a lot of people died. It's very sad. Unfortunately, their lives are over now. But the items that they own might be useful, right? If perhaps someone else had already collected them and was intending on using them for something nefarious anyway, we could just take advantage of that, right?
Petra squints at Valerian.
I mean, either we can take advantage of it, or I can do it alone.
I'm already like
Right,
elbow deep in one of the mouths or in one of the orifices.
No, you don't know what's going on!
What is
There's
just
a pile of dead
exactly
bodies,
you have
right?
found?
He's gonna, like, reach over and haul the head of the body that the lady displayed and, like, peel its mouth open.
Two money
see a
signs roll
whole
over my
bunch
eyes.
of gold dust.
I do not condone this. I will not stop you, and I am not going to
It'd be
heal.
real sad if no one tells Mendel so he can be like, time
In
to
giant
check the
form.
bottom!
In giant
You'll
form.
shrink down eventually.
Petra, you won't help, but would you keep an eye out?
He, like, splits them in half.
All easier to get at their valuables.
Oh, God.
Like olives, one on each finger.
To cast a Seinfeld on your fingers. Or
Perhaps. Wait for Bindel. He is very good at this.
You signal him then. Get him over
Wait,
here.
we can already get the stuff from the mouths, right?
Yeah, if you want to.
Yeah, I mean, I can go through the top. We'll just let him have his way.
Petra will signal at Bindel.
I
Which
can't see you.
Oh, okay, right. Petra will start looking for Bindel then.
Alright. And a few, like,
We're gonna
maybe
start
2 minutes
collecting
later,
the stuff
you see
as-
him tromp through the street, approaching the woman with the gaggle of children. And she seems very overwhelmed as you approach, and you already see a few of the children kind of wandering off as she pick them up and literally
Like
put them back in.
Hey, it's not safe to go wandering off, kids.
Why not?
There's a lot of unsteady ground around and you might fall into the river. I've had to save a couple people already.
I just want to see my mom and dad.
Don't worry, we'll get you all together and we'll make sure your parents are okay, but you need to stick with your teacher for now.
She,
Such a dork.
she looks at you with, like, just the look of utmost relief. Thank you so much, giant stranger.
Bindel L. Johnson. I always value people who spread knowledge.
I haven't been able to locate the families of any of these children. I don't know what I'm going to do. We don't have any food or anything.
Why don't we try and set up an area where you can safely rest, and I'll send any survivors I find to you.
That sounds very wise. Thank you. Thank you so much.
I'll try and find like a relatively dry central location, and then we'll just send everyone that way.
As you're looking around to try and find a said location, you notice there's like a few grave mounds within sight, and you notice one of them, something moves. Like you see the ground kind of like bulge and shift a bit, like something's moving around under there. You also spot a very like well-dressed man, like a big smile and black hair that just gives you kind of a weird vibe. And he's like crouched down and talking to a child in a very friendly manner. You also spot a group of men who are hauling beams of wood from a rat's nest of smashed buildings, and you see that one of them is in a very precarious position and is about to fall any moment now. The rest of you do not see the grave mound, but you see the other two situations.
We have enough time to load up my Clydesdale, right? No? I didn't think so.
You could spend the time doing that, though.
So I don't see the mound, but I see the old man with the kid.
The rich man, yeah.
The rich man with the kid.
You see the man with the kid, yes.
Okay.
If you want to just leave the beast here, I could spend time doing this.
Sure. But I have to go to my horse, because I left it down there, and bring it back up there. I'm imagining, because yeah. Sure, I whistle,
Yeah.
and then I call the horse.
All right.
It is a trained warhorse.
Yeah, it's a trained warhorse. And then I go off to go meet with the old man and little kid.
Okay.
Okay, and then I guess what's the third thing I saw? There's the guy who's about to get hurt in the rat's nest. The old man, the grave.
The grave.
Yeah.
Petra's like, you could probably save that guy. He's about to fall.
Oh yeah, you can.
I was moving to catch up with you, so I haven't seen the mound.
Yeah, but there's that grave over there that's moving around.
There's what?
You go handle that. You're a cleric. I'll go save the guy.
All right. We'll start with Bindel. So, when you reach the grave mound...
No, he's going to the grave mound.
Bindel's
I'm
going to save
okay.
the guy who's about
All
to
right,
fall.
then we're doing Petra
Okay.
first. When Petra reaches the grave mound, you can, like, see the soil, like, shifting and fall in a bit. And you see, like, there's like an arm, like a drowned, pale, fleshy arm, and then it starts to get like pulled into the ground, and you can hear like whispers like, "This one's ripe."
Bindel. Petra.
Everyone's been down
Yes.
now.
Okay, wait. I've been down now.
I'm Bindel, and these are the other Bindels. The Bindel Adventuring Company.
The Medell and the Johnsons.
Bindel and the Bindelites.
Bindel and the Bindelaphons.
Bindelites. We take the
Bindelettes.
Bindelaphon to our adventures.
No.
Combine to form Bindelinator.
Oh, yes. Bindelatron. Bindelamus Prime.
I'm Bindelamus Prime.
Fine, then I'm Bindelamus Magnus Ultra.
I am Bindel Omega.
She will grasp her holy symbol and, I don't know, try to turn unholy.
You're now unholy.
She tried really hard.
I turn 5 one-hit die creatures. They get a will save to resist.
So, Petra performs her turning. How do you turn?
She brandishes her now lead holy symbol. And says, "Begone from these dead ones, you foul fiends."
So you hear like a rustling underground, and you see the ground continue to like bulge up and shift, and certain parts like fall down, and almost like you see a little sinkhole form in one spot, and you kind of hear like a scampering noise underground, and you hear someone hiss, "Where the hell are you going?" And then there's even a point where like there's a little explosion of dirt as a dirty person bursts out of the ground, like desperately crawling out of the mud, and starts fleeing down the street. And they just look like a regular person, just pale, starving, hungry, with a mad look in their eyes as they flee down the streets. And you still hear more movement underground, and help me grab its arm.
She will rev her chainsword, which is accompanied by the angelic chorus.
With that, you hear more scampering noises, and then you see a little, like, a bit of, like, the ground shifts away, and you see some beady eyes staring up at you, kind of hungry looking almost, and then they scamper away and disappear down the muddy tunnels down there, leaving the bodies undisturbed for now. Meanwhile, we cut back to Reza. As you approach, the man's talking to the child, and you hear him like, "Oh, well, you know, if you don't have anywhere to stay..." "Oh, hello there, sir. Can I help you with something?"
Look.
And he's all smiles and white teeth.
I blatantly ignore that and just be like, you gotta get to safety. This place is going, like, to hell in a handbasket.
"Oh, yes, thank you. It is very dangerous, which is why this child shouldn't be on their own. I'll just
No,
take
that's
them
cool.
to a safe..."
I got it.
Are you sure? It's really no
Nope.
trouble.
Yep.
Well, I'd best be off then.
Yep, you better be off.
And he smiles, but it's kind of that tight-lipped smile, like you kind of sense a bit of aggression from him, and then he turns and leaves.
Okay, and then I take the kid's hand. It's like, come on, kid. What are they teaching you here?
What do you mean?
Did you know that person?
Oh, it's Turbo Tem. Everyone says he's a great guy.
He doesn't know you.
Look, that's fair. That is fair. It's just, look, you don't know me, but there's crazy stuff going on right now, and I just need to get you to safety.
Okay.
Okay. And then I lead him over to wherever other people are.
All right.
The school.
The school? Okay.
Well, wherever the school children are setting up.
Yeah.
I don't know the visual, so was I able to see where Findel gianted?
Well, from here, you should be able to see where they are, because that's where I came from.
Good. Okay.
Yes.
Dope.
All right. Meanwhile, as Bindel is tromping over there, the beam starts to tip over and fall, and just like a regular-looking guy underneath it, like, has wide eyes, and then at the last moment, Bindel's hand catches the wooden beam, and the man kind of like falls over just from the shock of it, and he's like, "Oh, thank you, sir."
Yeah, wouldn't want anything to happen.
Jolly green Bindel.
I'm a giant. This is how giants talk. Sure, I'm just projecting my normal voice, but it's cool.
How is Valerian collecting the gold dust?
With his hands?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I mean, like, so you like scoop it out and you put it in like a
The-
pouch.
I have
like...
saddlebags.
Yeah, he got
Okay.
left with the Clydesdale, so he's putting it in saddlebags.
All right. Let's see. Okay, so you've collected 2 little piles of gold dust. I mean, technically they just form one larger pile, but the piles have a set value, so I have to tell you how many individual pilets form up the greater pile.
Also, you should check the other corpses to see if there's other stuff in them.
He's gonna go through them one by one.
All right. So as Valerian is doing that, okay. So I'm going to describe 3 things. Reza sees all of them. Petra will see the first 2. And Bindel will see the last 2. Alright, so the first is a pale figure kind of sneaking away. They're kind of like, they've got some dirt on their raggedy clothes, some dirt that looks quite familiar to Petra, and she's just kind of slinking away down a back side street. And then the second thing that you see is, so you see a scholarly looking man holding a spyglass, and he's being robbed by scholarly looking woman being robbed a starving child that's just like grabbing her. She has like a side kind of messenger bag full of scrolls and stuff, and he's just like grabbing that and trying to yank it off of her. And then the last thing, you see like a mob forming, and there's some kind of accusation being thrown around, and people are starting to shout, and there's some shoving going on, and you see like a rope being pulled out somewhere amidst the crowd.
Alright, so now we decide what we're responding to?
Yes.
I really hope you do the thing that I hope for Bindel. The one that makes sense. If we were a superhero group. Wait, what was the pale man doing? I'm sorry.
The pale woman is sneaking away down a back alley.
Covered in like dirt.
Yeah.
But that's not significant
I know.
to you, yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, there's just like a shady person.
yeah.
Plus, there's been dirty people running
Yes.
around all day. So.
She's kind of going in the same direction that nice guy Turble Tem was going in.
Oh, maybe he'll finally find love. That's over the age of 13. That's just an assumption I'm drawing. Maybe Turtle Tim's a nice guy.
His name's Terrible Tim.
It's Turble Tem?
It's clearly Terrible Tim.
Wait, it's Turble?
It's Turble Tem.
Oh, because someone said with a name like Terrible. Turble. Okay.
It's
Yeah,
Terrible Tim.
he's Turble Tim. He's a good guy.
Turbo Tim.
Everyone wrote down what they're doing?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm responding to the hanging.
Petra, having with the figure covered in dirt, looking familiar to, I assume you mean the graves she just came from, is interested in following that figure.
No, all
And I
right.
chose the spyglass because, I'm a thief.
Sweet.
All right. So we begin with Petra. So you follow this figure, and you head down the alley, and you just catch a glimpse of them taking another turn, and you're able to kind of keep pace while staying out of sight. And
Petra will keep her weapon in hand should there be any, and has her, I'm going to assume she continues to have her shield at the ready unless she ends up needing both hands. But yeah, so in case this is a trap or ambush or something like that.
And you kind of sidle up to the corner wall that you saw her take a turn down, and you see her standing next to one of those cellar entrances, kind of like, the little slanted one that's outdoors, and it's open, and you see 3 other figures who are carrying a bloated, drowned body down into the cellar. And you also see a well-dressed man with black hair and just a charming smile, and he seems very upset about something. And they all seem to be heading down into the cellar.
They want to eat that kid.
Turble Tem? I don't think he'd do something like that.
His name is Terrible Tim. Of course he would.
Petra is going to, as the pale figures carry the body down, she's going to interpose herself before Turble Tem can follow them and kick the doors closed.
All right, so you kick the doors closed,
And then stand on them.
and Turble Tem kind of recoils at your sudden appearance. And he's like, What are you doing?
What are you doing, I think, is question.
I was just following this suspicious-looking woman, and they were carrying a body, and I thought maybe it was a friend of theirs that they wanted to bury, but didn't seem like they knew them, but they insisted that they were holding a burial down in the basement, and I wanted to go down and just make sure that everything was above board down there.
You seemed altogether a little too friendly with these people.
I always believe that you should assume someone is innocent until you see the proof of their guilt. We are, after all Caromorians, are we not?
Are they?
They are indeed. Why, I used to see them down at the church every
The Church of
Saturday.
the optical god?
Yes, of course. And praise be
Because,
to the optical god and his warm, life-giving rays
And
that he
his upwards.
shines down upon us.
I saw these people, some people like them, in the graveyard, removing bodies, not burying them.
My
In
word,
fact, I saw her specifically.
that is terrible. You may have saved me from a terrible fate, my friend. It seems I owe you a great debt.
Well, then go and get yourself to safety. I will deal with these.
I'll do that. Thank you so much, ma'am.
She doesn't know what he
No, I know, and then you just direct him right to the sweet children.
Oh, no. She doesn't tell him to go to the school. She just says, get yourself somewhere.
I just think it'd be funny. This is like coincidence if you didn't know that happened.
Actually, do you have any... Are you a parent?
No, I am not, ma'am.
Okay, then go find a safe place.
I'm an uncle, though. Why do you ask?
Quickly.
She'll, like, jitter on the doors like they're being pushed.
Oh,
Go.
I'd better go.
Petra.
Now, brandishing her holy symbol again, she will open the door slowly and kind of back away from the opening.
All right. As you open it, the first thing that assaults your senses is the terrible smell of rotting flesh wafting up from the cellar.
And the second thing that assaults your senses is the creeping suspicion that this is the end of the episode.
Oh no!
Next time on Dorker Realms, we'll continue this adventure. See you then.
That does it for today's episode of Dorker Realms. Thanks for listening, and don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and most importantly of all, tune in next week.